Hello, it's Lee here. Welcome back to my channel. A big hello to anyone who's here for the first visit. One of many, I hope. I'm doing Junk Journal January, which is hosted by Meg from Meg Journals, and she's in collaboration with Get Messy Art. So it's a prompt for every day of January. So this is a great way just to get you into the habit of actually doing something in your journal every day, if possible. But you don't have to do it every day if you don't want to, or if you can't do it every day, that's fine. There's no rules. The prompts, all they are for is to give you an idea of something to create. Like, everybody is going to interpret the prompts in a different way. Today's prompt is stitched, and when I open this over to the next page, I've actually got the center of the signature, which to me is perfect for a double spread. My page has been stitched anyway, so the way I made this book is each page is a sheet of A3 paper that's been folded in half, which makes it A4 size. So that's how that came about. Now what I've got here are some little fun watercolour birds that I painted some time ago, and I dug around and I found one that's sort of aqua, one that's sort of red, and one that's sort of yellow. So which are the three colours that I'm using on my palette. So I'll just show you my palette. So throughout the month I'm only going to be using three colours. I've just reloaded it with red, turquoise and yellow, and I've got some white there. So I thought that's a good way to stick with the same colour scheme in a roundabout way. Okay, so I'm going to do something with my birds, and I'm going to do something using my colours, and I'd also like to try out my Inktense colour blocks. I'm going to put some collage down on this paper first. Then I'll put down a coating of clear gesso so that nothing I put on top will affect the collage in the as far as making it lift off or anything like that. It will seal the page, seal the collage, and provide a ground for everything else that comes afterwards. I want this to be a really thin coat so the gesso dries quickly. I've got another wet day here today, so I might have to turn the camera off and leave this to dry under the fan before I move on to the next bit. That's dry enough to work on now. And what I did while it was drying was cut out my birds. So I want to stick down a couple of bits of this sewing pattern. A little bit of white gesso over this, I think, just to take a little bit of the yellow browniness away from that. I forgot that I was going to put these pieces of book page, so I've just torn little strips like that. Forgot all about it, and then I just saw them on the desk, so I put them on. Okay, now I'll let it dry. Got this little frame. It's black on this side, which I don't want to use. I want to use this side, and I want to glue some of this on. So I'm going to carefully lift that up and dry it off, and then I'll trim the excess tissue away. Okay, so I've just stitched around that, and I'll just tie it off on the front. And when I did it, I punched holes in the around it with my awl, make it a little bit easier to get the needle through. So I'm just going to let that hang there for the time being. Alrighty, so my plan is to have the pink bird up there in the frame because it's looking down, and then these other two birds down here. I want to go around the edge of these birds with black. Okay, so I just used this big Sharpie, which has got the wedge. I think it's wedge, chisel tip, sorry. Gone around them, and I've got my Inktense blocks here. I haven't used them before, so I'm really excited to have a go with these. You can use a wet paintbrush straight on them, or you can draw on things and then go over it with a wet paintbrush. A little bit there. So I'm just going to wet that. And the beauty of these is they're permanent when they dry. It's so bright, isn't it? It's beautiful. So yeah, you can either do it that way or you can do this. or you can put it on, like scrape it onto a palette and wet it. I'd like to get some, I don't know, something blue over there. Got this bluey green colour. Might try a bit of that. That's quite nice. Let's intensify that a little bit. So you can make these run as well, just like regular inks. If there's a really dark blue here, I want to use some of that. That looks almost like Payne's grey. Oh, I think it is. I just noticed on the tray that they come in, they've actually got mixing oils there. So I can get a bit of that to run down. Hopefully. Oh, there's no bottle to knock over like yesterday, that's for sure. A little bit more of that. Intensify it a bit. To put some splatters on that. I think I've still got a little bit of my white gesso in here. That'll do for that. I'm just looking at the colours here. I think is there something else I can put in there? Really love that yellow. I can see that'll be the one that gets used up the fastest. I wasted time putting that there because it's going to get covered. Okay, now this little pink bird's going to go in that frame, so I think I'll glue it on first. So I've glued the feet on at the back and I just want to put a little bit of glue on under the tail. So that one's going to go there. And this one's tail will probably get chopped off, so it's going to hang off the page. And this one is going to be down here looking upwards. I'm just going to write number 7 down here. And this one is stitched. I'm only doing this now so I don't forget to do it. Now, some more white splattering. So I just put a little bit of the black Inktense block on there and mixed it with water. So I've got some black splatters on my page as well as the white ones. The last thing I'm going to do is just go around the edge of the page with a black crayon. And now with a damp paintbrush, and you can see what that crayon does. Okay, going to call that done. So stitched is done. That was day 7, so day 8 is neutral. So we'll see you tomorrow for day 8. Let me know in the comments what you think of this one, and let me know if you're doing it too. If you've got a channel yourself and you've left me a comment, then I will go to your channel and watch your video as well. So I'll leave you a comment. Okie dokie, all done for today. Catch you tomorrow. Happy crafting, happy creating. Hugs and cheers from Australia. Hooroo.